This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2021 real light truck bed camper. Okay. This is kind of a how-to video. I'm just going to show you some of the features. Of course, you have jacks all the way around. Outside speakers, power awning with LED strip. The propane is here. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. It's a gas absorption refrigerator, so it'll work on 120 AC and LP gas. We'll go over that when we get inside. From the front here, okay. This has two batteries in it. Those are the vents for the batteries, obviously. Kill switch for the battery. Lugs here. 7-way here. Okay. This is your on-demand water heater. I can't really. When we get inside, I'll talk you through it, but I can't. Obviously, it's got antifreeze in it right now, so I can't really light it. But we'll walk through it. Remember, this is a master switch here that is off right now. You always want that on, so if you can't get any power, obviously you're going to check that. Now, we'll talk about this more, but this has a safety device. If there's no water available, let's say you have two options. You could either have your city water hooked up with it turned on, it'll light then, or you could have water in your fresh water tank with the water pump turned on. It'll light then. If you don't have one of those two conditions, the burner will not light. It's got a safety in it, so keep that in mind. Of course, there's your city water hookup, the most common way to get water to the trailer. This is your tank fill for your fresh water tank. If you're camping someplace without city water, you can pre-fill your tank and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. I'll show you the switch when we get inside. This is the drain for your sink. You can make up a hose. It's a regular garden hose type fitting, so you can make up whatever you want to run it into a bucket or down a drain or whatever you want to do with it. Furnace vent, power here. Okay. This is your power cord here, 30 amp power cord. This one is our shop cord, so this is your 30 amp power cord. Still got the dose of chemical that came with it when you bought it, toilet chemical. Cable and satellite in. Shower, outside shower. And this right here is access and storage. He had his dump hoses in there. I still have them set aside. I don't know if you want those or not. We'll just ask you when you get here. Some people don't like to take possession of other people's dump hoses, so it's up to you. And of course, there's where you hook the hoses up to right there. One other feature is this is pre-wired for a Furrion backup camera kit. So if you wanted to add a backup camera, it takes a Furrion kit that fits that housing. Okay? All right. So here's your remote. It's being charged right now, I'm told. I'm not familiar with this type of system here, but I'm told it's charging right now. And if you hook it into there, it charges. You have to turn it on in order for the remote to work. So always remember, you got to push that till it lights up, and nothing will happen. You also get that's wireless, right? You also get a wired remote that is right here that you would plug right into it. Okay? So keep that in mind. You have those two options. When it comes to your shower, typical shower, we replaced the whole thing because it was giving us a little trouble. So you have a new shower plus storage back here. Okay. Your toilet is a typical RV toilet in that it has to be, or it sits right over a black tank. So in order to use it, you hook up your power and your water like you normally would. Then you come in here, you put a dose of chemical right in the bowl. Hold the pedal down until at least a gallon of water goes into the black tank below along with the chemical, and then it's ready to be used. If you don't do that, that's considered using it dry. If you use it dry, it'll get clogged up it'll smell terrible. It'll just be a mess. So always use at least dose of chemical, or 1 dose of chemical, and at least a gallon of water. Okay. And you have a vent here. Okay. Skylight. Let's see here. Obviously, you know what these are here. Now this step here, this thing, I just left it off for now. I don't know what you're going to do with it. He made this and he had it screwed to here, so you could get up onto the bed. If you want us to put it back on, I will. Whatever you want us to do. There's another one here that he made, so that's up to you. This is all your literature here, and some curtain tie backs. This is some kind of a RV care kit that you can. It was his, so you can have that. Storage up here. Whoops. Microwave works like any other microwave. You have a fan and a light here. Now keep in mind, for the fan, I think I just walked past this without talking about it. Yeah, you have a vent here, and then you have this baffle here that'll flap freely. You also can latch it into place when you're traveling or in storage. So, but the bottom line is, if you're venting to the outside using that range hood, you want to free this up so the baffle flaps freely. It's common sense stuff. Okay, the sofa jackknifes flat to a bed. Emergency window works like they all do. You just push it through, and you push it all the way through, and then grab a hold of the screen and pull it out. You can make a getaway. Okay. Whenever the range in the microwave, the range hood. So the range you just have to light. You just turn it on and light it with a grill lighter. This is your furnace, your LP furnace. Your keys are hanging here. You have radio. Now the radio, let me get a little closer. It plays discs. It's also got Bluetooth, so you can stream it from your phone to your tablet. It has a USB drive, so you can put all your music on an MP3s, convert them to MP3s and put them on a little USB stick. And you also have HDMI in case you want to go into the system with anything. And obviously there's a charging and antenna hookup and everything up there. Okay, the refrigerator and freezer are gas absorption. So what it means obviously is you'll turn it on here. Whoops, I'm sorry about the camera work. I'm pointing the wrong way here. But you turn it on, and then you'll select auto AC, right? This is a 3-way refrigerator. It runs on, right now it's switched AC. Auto AC is great because you're plugged in, right? And you're using campground power. If it loses power, let's say there's a power failure or something happens, it'll sense that and it'll automatically light on gas for you. So won't spoil your food. You could be gone for a day and come back and it's still nice and cold. When you're traveling down the road, you can switch this, by pushing this, you can switch to DC and it'll run off a battery. Okay, or go strictly to gas. But auto AC is generally the way you're going to go with the temperature all the way up. Okay, that's the most common way to do it. You have a table there, and the leg is up here. I saw it up there. Okay, he gives you another fire extinguisher. This is your power converter right here. So this converts AC to DC power. So right here you have regular 120 AC circuit breakers like you'd see at home. They're all labeled. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC down here. So you got 12 volt fuses and it's all labeled. This is also a battery tender, so it's going to sense how much energy your batteries need. And as long as you're plugged into shore power, it's going to keep those charged too. So it charges your battery. So that's the power converter. That's just the same, it's same access to the same compartment, but from the inside. Okay. Your control panel. Your water pump is here. We talked about that. That's used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. These are just lights here. You're on an extension. I had it started to extend it, but I'll just retract it now so I don't forget. Okay. And then your levels. Your battery's charged, fresh water, black, gray. The reason they have a little bit of how should I say this? We winterized this, and after we were done checking it out, and we left the antifreeze in the tank. So what you're seeing registering there is antifreeze. I also, in the black tank, I used, we always, on a used trailer or camper, we always put a couple packets of chemical in there with some water, but we don't use water. We mix it right with the antifreeze, so it has a gallon of antifreeze, and so that's why it's registering with a third in there, even though they're not. You know, it's all from antifreeze. So keep that in mind. When it comes to your, let's see. Yes, so that covers it there. This is your thermostat for your furnace. It works like they all do as an analog furnace. You click it to the right and it lights. The furnace makes 3 attempts to light. It always lights within those 3 attempts. If it doesn't, push it to the left till you hear it click, and that'll reset it. Then push it over again, and it'll go through the cycle again. Once you shut it off, it'll still run for another minute or two to finish the flame goes out, but it continues the cycle to purge itself, and so that's normal. You want to hear it click when you move it to the left and shut it off. Now this, we have shut off outside, but this is your on-demand water. So this button here just changes from Celsius to Fahrenheit. These buttons are up and down for your temperatures, usually set at 120 is pretty typical. Sometimes you see 115, but 120 is pretty typical. So when you push the button and it's on, and you have water available, I can't light it now because we have antifreeze in the system. This will light up, and you'll see a wheel turning, and then a picture of a flame comes on that shows you it lit. Once that's happened, anytime you turn a hot water tap on, it'll just take a few seconds delay, and then it'll start putting out hot water. You'll see the temperature go up real quick to your desired temperature, 120 or whatever you have it set at. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward also. Let's see if there's anything else that I've forgotten. All of it's pretty typical. You have a fan here, which is a fantastic fan. It looks like could be a Maxxar. I think it's a fantastic fan, but either way, it's a 4-speed fan. So it'll really pull the heat out of this if you want it to. If you put it on 4, it'll really kick. If you put it on, let's say you have a condensation issue because of the time of year it is or something. If you were to have that, you could put it on low, on 1, and you won't even hear it running, and it will take care of that. So it's a really good quality fan, so you have that also. Speakers up there, of course, blinds, all the usual stuff. Okay, one last thing. I got to get up here to see it. Yeah. Okay, so this is just a charging station, obviously. Now I push that button, that turns it on. You're going to have your TV hooked up to here. When you're using your television or anything with but your television in this case, you want that glowing red. You want it turned on. That means your digital antenna is on. You can shut it off, but you won't get a good picture. So keep in mind that you're going to have it on when you're using it. Okay. And this is just telling you that it's pre-wired for basically a public Wi-Fi booster kit. If you're interested, you can go to that address and see what products they have. So, okay. All right. So I want to thank you for... one last thing. Your air conditioner really worked good. Really kicks out the cool air. This is the thermostat. You want it up all the way. And then you have 2 fan speeds, which is the fan running without the compressor. And then 2 compressor actual air conditioning speeds, which is what you're going to use, obviously. And that's air conditioning. Okay. Okay, so that about covers it. So I want to thank you for purchasing your camper here at National RV Detroit, and we'll go over any other issues you have when you come to pick up. This screw comes out right here, and you can access your batteries and your water pump and the line that's used to draw the antifreeze into your system. Okay. Also, remember that this is winterized, so it's filled with antifreeze. It's good for the winter. And I checked out your roof. It's in perfect shape. So you want to inspect that roof every 90 days or so. Make sure there's no cracking or separation anywhere. You have to inspect an RV or a camper roof, because you always want it to be good and tight. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long time, but you just inspect it to make sure. So make sure you check that out, okay? Thank you very much.